how are we doing this morning? Is everyone alright? Yeah, Monday morning and all that. Basically, today, my name is Mim Shaikh. I'm a radio presenter, an actor, a spoken word artist, and a filmmaker. And I've been asked by the Young Urban Arts Foundation, who are an amazing organisation, to basically come into school and kind of speak about mental health and how we can kind of have better mental health and what things we can kind of do to make sure that as we get older, we're able to kind of have the best mental health and make sure that everything that is going on in our minds is the best for us and the people around us. So for the next 10 to 15 minutes, I'm going to kind of be giving you a little bit of an introduction, or some of these things you might already know, but a lot of them are stuff that I feel like will be beneficial to you as you're getting older, and what you can do in order to just be in the best mind state, like forever and ever and ever. So let me go on to the next slide. Alright, so before we begin, I just wanted to start off by asking, how many people have been raised in this room by their mums and their dads together? And how many people haven't been raised by their mum and dad, but have either been raised by someone else? That could be a step-parent, a stepdad, so quite a few people. And the reason why I say that is because I wasn't necessarily raised by a mum and dad who were always like there for me. My mum and dad were separated from a very young age, and my mum had a lot of mental health difficulties herself. She couldn't really be like the mum that maybe a child needed. So my grandmother kind of took that role and kind of parented me. And what I've realized from that is just as you are able to kind of get older and understand that sometimes you might need to talk about some of the issues or some of the things that you've experienced from your parents that have taught you certain things and how to kind of navigate that in the world. I think me coming to terms with why my mum was the way that she is kind of like really helped me to then understand, okay, maybe there are people in the world that are not necessarily in the best health or in the best mind frame where they might not be able to take on a huge responsibility of raising a child themselves. So that kind of made me become more interested in mental health and led me to kind of doing the work that I'm doing today. And sometimes as you grow older, there are things that obviously you need to be able to address, so it's kind of good to do it from a very, very, very early standpoint. I want to talk about friends as well. How many of you here have got like a best friend? Yes, I love that. Everyone's hand should go up. Like everyone should be each other's best friend anyway, right? And how many people consider some of your friends as like family members? Yeah, I love that. When I was in, you guys are in year 8, right? Yeah, when I was in year 8, I had so many friends like around me all the time, and I found it like really, really, really important. And I feel like year 8 is such a good age and an important age, because when I was in high school, year 7 and year 8 was like, I was so naughty. I was like the worst pupil ever. And then I realized that year 9 is literally coming around the corner, and I have to literally change everything that I have to do. And I came out with like 5 A's and 4 B's, and then went on to 6th form, so I ended up doing okay. But yeah, that's just to show that you can do exactly the same thing. What I talk about friends and family is that sometimes your support systems around you are kind of like the most important thing in order for you to like move forward. Be that with your education, be that with your schooling, be that with things that you want to talk about. Like sometimes you're able to really connect with friends in a way that you're not really able to connect with family members. So kind of choosing like a really strong and able support network around you, I think is like so valuable for you as you get older as well, and being able to kind of make sure that you have that growing throughout your whole like high school years, through like year 10 to 11, and even like later on if you decide to go to college or university. Being able to have friends is like one of the most important things to kind of speak about stuff that you might not even be able to speak about with family members. And people always talk about support systems, support networks, teachers, people that you trust, people that you feel like you can really like confide in, and people that really kind of know who you are, rather than, you know, are kind of just being your friends due to like association or anything like that. Like really being able to choose your friends. Like there's a saying that you are kind of your 5 friends, your 5 closest friends, you end up kind of becoming. So kind of choosing like who the best people are really like for you, having the same interests, moving in the same direction can, I feel, definitely be like very, 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 very important for like your mental health. Yeah, which would be great. All right, you time. This is all about like taking time out for yourself and knowing that you need to be able to take time out for yourself. Who here takes time? Who here feels like they take time out for themselves on like a regular basis? All right, and just by like throwing out some things, what kind of things are you guys doing to kind of, you know, experience you time? What are some of the fun things that you like doing? It could be anything. You can just say it. Just scream them out. Yeah, Netflix is I think Netflix is a good way of being able to take out you time after doing your homework, obviously, and making sure that like all the work for school is done. Is there anything else? Dance. Amazing. We're gonna get onto like physical activities and how to like kind of use sports and like dance as a way to like be beneficial for like your mental health. So we've got Netflix, we've got dance. Oh, you say TikTok? Yeah, okay. I mean, there's some funny videos on there, so definitely they can be making you laugh. Any other things? YouTube, yeah. Watching videos. Music, definitely. I feel like music definitely helped me when I was younger. It allowed me to like really relate to artists and what they were going through. And I feel like music is so important because as you get older and you realize what people are talking about within lyrics, within music, it's really like you can really relate and you can find it beneficial because it makes you feel like you're not by yourself. So I used to listen to a lot of hip hop and a lot of rap when I was younger, and the kind of the artists that stood out to me were the ones that used to talk about stuff like where they had bad relationships with their dad, or they didn't know who their father was, or they weren't brought up in like the most amazing situation when they were younger. And it used to make me feel like I'm not by myself, as in there are other people in the world who are also kind of experiencing that. So whether that's you at this age going through school and there are people out there who are talking about what school life is like, or maybe even as you get older and you've been through something as you were younger, you'll be able to really relate to that. But I definitely feel like music is 110% important. Put your hands up if you're an only child. Oh, there's quite a few. Everyone else has got brothers and sisters, yeah? Okay. The reason why I asked is because I was the only child and I felt like you time was definitely very, very, very important and needed for like myself. But what I'm trying to say is that it's for everyone, whether you're like introverted or you're extroverted, meaning if you love talking to people or sometimes you don't really like talking to people, you just kind of want to do your own thing and you're not feeling too sociable, like you time is needed for, I feel like, all personality types, just for you to kind of like have time to think, stuff that you're going through, schools, exams, family, parents, siblings, all these things that you might be able to do. Like I was talking to a friend the other day and they were talking about how they went to the cinema for the first time all by themselves and they were scared of doing that because they were like, oh, if I go into the cinema, everyone's gonna think I got no friends and like I'm a loner or whatnot. But she ended up turning around and saying how beneficial she actually found it because it actually allowed her to just be in her own company. And I feel like being in your own company is definitely like a great thing that sometimes we run away from or we shy away from because we have to always be with like friends or like colleagues or stuff like that. So yeah, that will definitely be able to help for solitude, for peace of mind, for clarity, for happiness as well at the end of the day. Yeah, let's move on to the next one, please. Okay, so this is, you can't see it at the bottom right here, yeah, but it says, oh, there we go, now we can, yeah, self-love. Does anyone here know what self-love like means? Like, yeah, 110%. It's exactly that. And does anybody like here, like feel like you don't have to think whether you do it or not, but do you ever feel like you kind of do that? Like literally what you just said, like put yourself forward and kind of love yourself. Yeah. But see, I feel like we should have like more hands, like everybody's hands should go up. So like, what's the reasons why we're not as self-loving as we can be? Because at the end of the day, that's kind of what we all need to kind of get towards and be like, right? Like, for example, like for me, I can sometimes be harsh on myself for things that I've never done before, for things that I've done that have gone quite wrong. Like even small things like being late, I'll be really harsh on myself. If I've misplaced anything, I'll end up being harsh on myself. And I'm even trying to move into a place of like not being as harsh on yourself as you should, and kind of, as weird as it might sound, like loving yourself as much as you can so that you're not in a detrimental state of mind. Like if randomly we could maybe throw some things that could be about being kind to yourself, do we have any like suggestions? Or like what do you guys maybe do that allows yourself to feel that you are being kind to yourself and you are practicing like self-love? Is there anything like, I guess something, yeah, go on. Yeah, that's wicked. That's good, that's so good. Because you need to have like an energy boost, right? And like a spring of motivation. I used to do that sometimes. I used to watch films and see people talking in the mirror and being like how great they are at certain things. I used to try practicing it and it helped. Are there any other things? I think that one was great, by the way, thank you. Any other things that we can do that might allow us to kind of just be a bit more self-loving to ourselves? Yeah, 110%. I think it's about like finding what you love and what you do. Like I fell in love with music, I fell in love with radio, I ended up becoming a radio presenter within my adult years, but I loved it in my childhood. That was like absolutely amazing. I love movies, I love film, I became an actor because I loved them things and I was able to turn like my passions into kind of like into like working and stuff. Sorry, there was another one. Yeah, I think they do. No, I think you're absolutely right. I think they do. The next slide that I was actually going to go on to should be, I think because we've only got 5 minutes, can we go to the next one? Yeah, so this is like a slide called therapy, but exactly what you just said. This image here, that is like, you matter, you are so loved, you are enough, be kind to yourself, stay strong. This was actually posted on Instagram by Meghan Markle. At a time when she was going through like a lot of stuff within the media. Like they were absolutely slating her, they were saying that she's this and she's that, she's not doing a great job, and all of these rumours or whatever, and these accusations. And she went onto her Instagram and posted this image as a way to kind of show how like she's coping with what she's going through. And it's exactly like you said, you know, like being able to like read stuff sometimes that is kind, that is nice language, that is positive, that is gonna allow you to kind of feel uplifted in a way. I think it's definitely like really beneficial. Just go back to the last slide, 1 second. Yeah, this one. Alright, so how many people in this room use emojis? It's like everyone's hands going off, isn't it? So when I was younger, we used to call them emoticons. They weren't called emojis. Yeah, it's weird, I don't know. Emojis sounds way better than emoticons. Emoticons is like probably some Stone Age thing. But like the last time you sent like a laughing emoji, who remembers like the last time that they were actually like physically laughing? Okay, so okay, good. Okay, that's good, because I thought it might have been quite low. I feel like sometimes people might be sending these like pieces of like images, but they're not actually kind of feeling the emotion behind what it is that they're actually going through. And I feel like that's a good way to kind of get through it. Can we go back to the therapy? So the last one that was just on. Yeah. So we've only got like a couple more minutes left, but all I really wanted to say is like therapy is obviously something that you may have heard of, you may not even need to think about it at this age that you're at, but as you get older and as you kind of navigate your way through the world, kind of the best thing about it is just being able to confide in someone who doesn't know you personally and just being able to talk about things that you really want to address, things that you want to get off your chest, so that they're not kind of going around in your head a lot of the time on a day-to-day basis, just so that you can feel a lot more freer and you can just carry on doing amazing at school, with your friends, be an amazing support system for your friends, your family systems, and kind of everyone else that's around you. So those are kind of some of the tips that I wish that when I was younger, I was in school, I hope that somebody would be able to kind of explain and just detail why we need to like take better care of our own like mental health and make sure that it never gets like the better of us. Do you have any questions, if there are any, like, before you head out? No? But that's absolutely fine. I just want to say thank you very much for taking the time to listen, and I hope you have an amazing time at school and you all take care of your mental health as much as you can. Much love.